Why has SolarSurge stopped promoting the Generac PWRCell system? Generac PWRCell was one of our most popular whole home battery backup solutions for 2021. But in recent months, we no longer are promoting Generac as our preferred whole home battery backup solutions. What changed, and what does this mean for you as a potential solar plus storage homeowner? I'm going to be answering those questions in today's video. Hi everyone, Joe Ordia here for SolarSurge, and for the past 10 years I've been helping families achieve energy independence using clean, renewable energy. Now, if you're new to the SolarSurge channel, on SolarSurge you'll find expert reviews of solar panels, battery backups, inverters, pretty much everything that makes up a home renewable energy ecosystem. You'll find head-to-head product reviews as well as new product announcements as new products and things come on the marketplace. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be answering the question, which is, Joe, why are you not talking about Generac PWRCell, and why don't you promote Generac PWRCell anymore? Well, folks, very simply, the Generac PWRCell system, I think there's a lot of great attributes about the system. However, I can tell you now, having done several dozen Generac PWRCell whole home backups, is that there are some things that the Generac PWRCell system is a little bit behind on in terms of the current state-of-the-art AC coupled batteries like Enphase and Franklin. However, the big reason came down to service and reliability. Now, part of the Generac PWRCell system is a component called the Snap RS, or Rapid Shutdown. And this component is actually required by the electrical code so that if there's a fire in the house and the firefighters come to put out a fire at the house, if they pull out the electric meter and shut down electrical connection to the house, to the grid, then the solar panels are required to do what's called a rapid shutdown. And basically they need to disconnect power and de-energize all the way up to within 10 feet of the solar panels. And so in order to achieve compliance with the rapid shutdown requirement, Generac used a Snap RS device, which was basically a remotely controlled relay that could be disconnected. If it received a signal from ground level that the grid connection was down, it would send a signal up to the Snap RS, and the Snap RS would disconnect the solar panel circuit. So that's how it's supposed to work. Now, the problem is that those Snap RS devices were overheating and melting and causing normal functioning solar systems to cut out. And I mean, you may have seen some of the pictures here. We'll show you some of the pictures here. Editor, if you can throw up what these Snap RS devices look like when they've overheated and when they've burned out. And these devices failed by the tens of thousands, meaning that not only were there tens of thousands of upset homeowners that had their solar systems turn off when they otherwise should have been working, but that also means that now the installer had to go and send their installation crew or their maintenance crew back out to these homes, get back on the roof, pull up the solar panels, and change out these defective devices. Just a word from our sponsor, Span.io, and the Span Smart Electrical Panel. If you're considering an investment in a solar plus battery backup system for your home, then you're going to want to have maximum visibility and control of how much solar energy you're collecting, how much energy you're storing, and where that energy is being spent within your home. The Span Smart Electrical Panel allows you to dynamically control which circuits have access to backup power and which ones do not, without the need of a separate critical loads panel, and get up to 40% more running time on your battery backup. So feel free to go directly to the Span.io website, or you can just visit the link on the description below. It'll take you to the page. You can get more information, or if you'd like to, get in touch with an installer right away. Now, as somebody who's been in the installation business before, I can tell you that that's very, very costly. In fact, your opportunity cost is about $800, and this is back when I was installing, but it was about $800 per truck roll. So if you sent two guys or two or more people and a truck for half a day to a homeowner's house, if you're not able to generate at least $800 of income to offset that cost, you're losing money as a contractor. And so if you can imagine, tens of thousands of these Generac PWRCell installations had to have the Snap RS replaced, became very, very costly for the installers. In fact, some of the installers, I can think of one in particular that was a primary Generac dealer, one of the largest installers nationwide. They ended up declaring bankruptcy and going out of business. Yes, the company I'm talking about is Pink Energy, formerly known as Power Home Solar, which was actually one of my chief competitors when I was installing solar in Virginia. I believe we were the number 4 company. I think they were the number 2 or number 3 company in terms of size in the state at that time. And so this is a large company that ultimately had to declare bankruptcy in large part because of the unexpected warranty service costs associated with the Snap RS device repair. But the other issue with the Generac PWRCell system, especially when you compare it to some of the state-of-the-art leading brands today like Enphase and Franklin and even Tesla Powerwall, I would say those are the 3 leading AC coupled battery backup solutions, is that the Generac PWRCell system is just simply underpowered. If you look at a single maxed out PWRCell battery, which means you're using all 6, what they call the M6, all 6 battery cells full, even with the maxed out battery cabinet, you're still looking at only 18 kilowatt hours of total energy storage. If you compare that to the Franklin Whole Home, with just 2 Franklin batteries, you have 27.2 kilowatt hours of storage. And then of course with the Enphase, generally you're going to use 3 of the Enphase batteries. That gives you 30.3 kilowatt hours of storage. So from a storage capacity perspective, the single PWRCell M6 was limited. Also, in terms of just continuous load power, if you compare it like to the Franklin, you can do 10,000 watts off the batteries only with a 2 battery system. With the Generac PWRCell system, the most you could really ever get out of it was 9,000 watts. And part of the reason is that's one of the limitations of the DC coupled architecture. Now, when we talk about AC coupled versus DC coupled, we're talking about where does the connection between the solar system and the battery system happen? Is it direct DC to DC, solar to battery, before the power is inverted to AC for the home? Or does the connection between solar and battery happen on the AC side of the system, at the AC circuit breaker panel? And so when you're talking about a DC coupled system, all power has to flow through the inverter before it's usable by the home, whether that power is coming from the battery, whether it's coming from solar panels, or a combination of both. If everything has to flow through the inverter, then the inverter acts not only as a central point of failure, but also as a bottleneck. So if you have an inverter, let's say, that's rated for 7,600 watts, that's all you're going to get out of the system is 7,600 watts, regardless of how much solar is on the roof and how much energy is in the battery. If 7,600 watts is the continuous load rating on the inverter, then 7,600 watts is what you can use in the house when running on backup power. Now, with an AC coupled battery, on the other hand, you can utilize power from both sources simultaneously. Those sources being the solar panels and microinverters on the roof, or maybe solar panels and a central inverter that's handling those panels on ground level, plus whatever the battery itself can provide. Right? So if you're talking about, again, let's look at the Franklin battery, for example. Each Franklin battery can provide 5,000 watts each. So if you have 2 batteries, that's 10,000 watts potentially from the batteries. Plus, let's say you have 10,000 watts worth of microinverters on the roof. So that means together you have up to 20,000 watts. This is assuming that you're in peak sunlight, but that means that you would have up to 20,000 watts of power handling capacity if you had full sunlight as well as a fully charged battery. Whereas with the DC coupled system, the inverter power rating limits the entire system. So anyway, folks, these are a couple of reasons why I no longer actively promote the Generac PWRCell system. By the way, I don't have anything against Generac as a company or the people there. I've really enjoyed the time I've spent getting to know some of the people there as they've been educating me about their product line and how their product works. But for many of these reasons that I've just described, that's why the Generac PWRCell is no longer my leading choice for a whole home battery backup. For that, today, I would recommend the Franklin Whole Home, the Enphase IQ battery system, or if you can afford it, to get 3 or more Tesla Powerwalls, the Tesla Powerwall is still a very good solution there as well. Well, folks, as always, if you're getting good value from the information that we publish on Solar Surge, be sure to click on the thumbs up button, and also go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't already done so. That way, as we publish the new videos, it's going to come up on your feed and you can keep up to date with us. Right now we're trying to get at least 3, maybe even 4 or 5 videos out for you every week. By the way, be sure to check us out on YouTube Shorts as well as TikTok and Instagram Reels. We're starting to incorporate short form videos on those platforms, as well as our main presentations that we do here for YouTube. Folks, as always, if you're in the process of looking at solar plus storage options for your home, if you'd like to get a price quote, or maybe if you'd like to compare a couple of different equipment options and see which one might be the best fit for you, as always, feel free to reach out to us on the link below there. You can set up a quick Zoom call with one of our design experts here, and we'd be happy to get some pricing and some information over to you. Well, folks, I thank you for spending some more time with Solar Surge today. As always, I'm Joe Ordia, encouraging you to get prepared and be empowered. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.